Hi, welcome to Tactical OP and Neo's Handguns and Reloading. I'm OP, and there's Neo. Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you what I did to my Hornady taper crimp cedar die for 9mm so I could load plated bullets without leaving a ring imprint around the end of the bullet. Kind of hard to see. I've tried different camera angles, but that's about the best angle I can give you. If you look about 1/8 of an inch down from the tip of the bullet, right about where the tip of my finger is right there, you see a ring around the bullet. Okay, just a circle, real thin circle right there. Okay, it is definitely more evident if you're looking at it not through the camera. Okay, I noticed this right after I started loading plated bullets, that every one of my bullets were coming out like this. Really bothered me. Has nothing to do with the way they shoot, but just it looks wrong. Okay, you grab another box or another bullet out of a box and you don't see that, and I want my bullets to look like new bullets or better than new bullets. So that really bothered me, so I played with it, wasted a lot of time, and did come up with a solution. Here's one here, and I'll try to pivot it where you can see that it does not have it. This is the one I've loaded in my modded die. Okay, it's not a hard process, but we'll go through it here, and I'll share that with you. And if you happen to be as anal as I am on the way your bullets look, then it may be something you want to do. Okay, taper crimp cedar die for 9mm. Okay, a few things we're going to use here. Small piece of sandpaper. I'm using like I think this is 180 grit. You know, anything kind of rough. I wouldn't go any finer than 400 grit. Some aluminum foil. Won't need a very big piece, just a little bit of aluminum foil. And this, you can use pretty much anything that bonds to metal and hardens. I chose JB Weld. This is the putty type. It's in the stick. You just break off a piece off the stick, knead it together with your fingers, and apply it. I've also used the two-part JB Weld with the tubes. Don't recommend the quick dry stuff though, because you need a little time to work with this. The quick dry stuff will harden too fast and cause you probably more headaches than what it's worth. Epoxy will probably work really good too. I haven't tried that, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. Anything that will bond to metal, harden to the point where you can sand it, because you're going to need to work it in a little bit if you get too much on it. Okay, a couple things that might be useful. I didn't have these when I modded my die, but I picked these up at the gun show. If you can find some Dremel bits, especially the stones, that are shaped similar to the bullet, that would help you out on cleaning this thing up when you're done. I found a couple, but I haven't even tried them yet, so I don't know how good those are. I don't have any part numbers or anything. They were just a loose basket that he had that I had to dig through bits when I was at the gun show. So that about covers what you're going to need. If you have not already made up a bullet, make up a bullet. This is going to be your best tool in all of this. Okay, so let's get started. I have a bushing and lock ring on this die. I want to leave it on there. It doesn't matter. We're not really going to mess with the body of the die at all. We're just going to take the top lock ring off for the cedar portion of the die. We're going to unscrew the very top of it. Set that off to the side. Turn your die over. and dump out the cedar insert. Okay, that's what we're going to work with. The rest of it we're not even going to mess with. This is what we're modding right here. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to scuff this up on the inside. You're going to roll up a piece of sandpaper, run it around inside the die just to scratch up, take some of the shine, just bust that shine off the inside of here so we can get some adhesion with our bonding material. And all we're trying to do out of this whole process is increase the surface area that is touching the bullet when it's pressing the bullet in. Okay, that is the problem we have right here. This insert is hollow up to it's pretty deep in here. Okay, so we're only getting surface contact on the bullet with this insert just right on this ring right here. Okay, just right on this ring, and that is what is putting the donut print on this bullet. Okay, so if we increase the surface inside here that is actually pushing on the bullet, disperse some of that force, it won't leave this ring on the end of it. Okay, so set that off to the side. Like I said, roll up your sandpaper where you can get in here and just scuff it up a little bit. Just spin it around in there, and you don't have to do much. Just break the shine a little bit where you can see scratches in it. Blow it out. Canned air works good. I just blow it out. Okay, that's ready to start working with. Okay, grab whatever you're going to use as far as a bonding material. Grab a little bit of this. It doesn't take much. I just want to pinch up a very little bit and start working it together. Okay. This stuff's pretty good right here. I like this stuff. Gets all over your dang fingers, but you know, I guess you could wear gloves, but then you're going to get latex or nitrile stuck all in it too. So this is probably the way to go, is just go like this. Okay, like I said, it doesn't take much. I've got way more here than I need to work with here. So I said, this die has already been done. I've already modded this die, but I want to touch it up a little bit. You can end up getting, especially if you use the liquid, like epoxy or something like that, or the tube type JB Weld, you can get air pockets in here, and you may have to do it more than one time. So I'm just going to that up. We're going to shove that in there, end of it, right in the end of the die, pack it in there. Okay, we can grab a piece of our aluminum foil, just a little square of it. Going to grab the bullet that we made up. We're going to put the aluminum foil over the bullet, like so, just to kind of coat the bullet, just like that. Just wrap it around the end of the bullet, not tear it through like I just did. And if you need to double it over, that's fine, because we're going to tear the excess foil off anyway. So, okay, now seat that bullet into the die. Just push it in there pretty hard. And then leave the foil, pull the bullet out. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see in there, but it's a perfect imprint of this bullet. Alright, now we're going to let this dry. And I'm going to let it dry overnight. Okay, and then we'll come back, and what we'll do, we'll peel the excess aluminum foil off. We'll get what you can right now. You can roll your excess JB Weld or whatever, wipe the edges off. Gives you less you have to clean up later. Just kind of rolls off with your fingers, so you just kind of clean that up a little bit, so it's less that we have to work with later. But we'll tear that foil off tomorrow and see what we got. But it should be perfect after this. You won't have any issues with that ring around it, but we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Okay, now I've let my bullet cedar insert sit with the JB weld in it and the foil overnight. So now I'll set the camera back down so I can use two hands here. This is what I do next. I'll take the same bullet that I used to push the foil in with. Okay, I'll set it in the die insert just like so, and I'm gonna go around with my fingernail, and you can use anything else. I mean, you know, fingernail works pretty good for me, and I'm gonna tear this foil away from the insert all the way around. Get that excess foil off there, and you can just spin the insert on the bullet, work it around, get anything hanging over the outside edge of this insert, get that off here. And it doesn't hurt if it tears the foil on the inside a little bit. The foil is going to stay there inside the die. Doesn't hurt a thing. Let's finish peeling that off. Just kind of sliding my nail on the edge of it. And you'll get some stubborn spots where you had JB weld on the outside of the insert. But for the most part, I've got off a little flake there of foil, but see if I can pick that off there. As long as you get the biggest pieces of it off, it's fine, because we're going to clean the outside of it up with sandpaper anyway. So, not that big a deal. Okay. Now I've got all the excess off. Well, almost. There's a good chunk of it. Let me try to get that. Okay. Alright. I'll pull my bullet back out. And that's what we got. It's pretty sharp right there. Okay, I want to set that down, tear me off a little piece of sandpaper. And I just want to run around the outside edge of this insert and clean it up a little bit. Get any JB weld or anything I have on it off. Okay, now if you do not want to use the foil, you do not have to. It just makes stuff a lot easier. I mean, you don't end up pulling, the biggest part is you don't end up pulling your bonding material back out with the bullet. If you're pressing that JB weld in, and this was an afterthought. First I tried it with just JB weld and then pushing it in with the bullet. Okay, well that's great if you're just trying to pack it down in there, but you're going to pull some of that JB weld out on your bullet out of your insert. Okay, so what happens, I ended up getting an air pocket in there, and I had to do it more than one time, which, you know, it's not the end of the world if you have to do that, but you know, part of this is you just want to get it done. So the foil, once I come up with that one, that does it right there. That cures everything. That foil can stay in there, it doesn't hurt anything. We just clean all of our bonding material off the outside of this die, where we're going to slide just as smooth as anything inside the body of that, and should be good to go. Okay, so once you're at this point, which I want to clean my hands off first, and I'm going to take a little bit of brake clean and go around the outside of this, just clean up any dust I may have from sanding on it. Clean that off and then install it back into the die body. Okay, now I've gone and put some brake parts cleaner on a rag and just wiped around my insert, cleaned any of the dust from the sandpaper, any of the grit that had fallen around the insert off. And there we are. We're ready to install it into the die body. Just drop it in and put it right back together and set it back up on our press. But that's all there is to it. You have now modded your Hornady 9mm taper crimp cedar die to install plated bullets without leaving a ring around the end. This will still be good for full metal jacket round tip bullets too. Would recommend getting a separate die if you're going to do hollow points after you do this to your insert. You will tear up the work you've done on the insert with a hollow point. Eventually it will start it will flatten somewhat the tips of your hollow point bullets. So if you get a second one, if you're going to do hollow points, it's a good idea. But that's all there is to it. Hope this helps, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Thanks again for watching.